friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia and I'm the creator of Made by Tasman. I have spontaneously decided to do my first 24-hour readathon ever, but here's the twist. It will be from 1:30 p.m. today until 1:30 p.m. tomorrow, but it will be so realistic. I have work, I have commitments in between, so this is really just how much can I read in 24 hours realistically. Hi friends, we have 4 hours and 30 minutes left of the readathon already. Wow, time just flew. Yesterday I finished Abby Jimenez, yours truly. I started this, I was reading it before rehearsal and I finished it after rehearsal on my way home. It was so sweet, but it was a little cheesy for me and I really don't like the miscommunication trope. So the whole time I was like, just talk to each other. But yeah, I think I'll give it a 3.25 to 3.5 because I did really appreciate the way the relationship was. They were so kind to each other, they were so gentle, they knew what each other needed, and I appreciated how she includes talk of mental health and other issues that could be in someone's life. But this was a fun book to read. It went by quickly. I picked up Recitatif yesterday. I restarted this one because I started it in my last vlog, but I wasn't really in it. I'm in the introduction. The introduction is basically as long as the short story, so I've been working on the introduction. I made it to page 33. I've also been listening to My Friends by Fredrick Backman. I have the book for that as well though, so I might pick up the book because it could make it go faster. I really want to at least finish this book during the readathon and maybe get significantly far in My Friends by Fredrick Backman. Alright friends, so I just finished Recitatif and we have just under 4 hours left. I would rate this a 4-star. It was very complex and it was a little dense for even the short pages that was in it. There was a lot that I still didn't understand, but I understood the basic concept of the experiment. She writes the story about two girls who grew up together in an orphanage, both 8 years old. One is black and one is white, but she doesn't tell you which one is black and which one is white. So the whole story you're trying to figure out who is who and why based on social context, but it's also about a bit more than that. This was certainly interesting. I would rate it 4 stars once again, and I want to read more Toni Morrison books and get more into her writing style to see if I could understand it a bit more. There's a lot of euphemisms and alluding that happens in a lot of classics, I would say, that I haven't read in a while, so it was a little bit hard to get back into, but I am happy that I read this. Let's move on to My Friends by Fredrick Backman. So I only have 3 hours left and I have other things to do, so I'm feeling a bit stressed about this. I'm currently on page 59 of My Friends by Fredrick Backman, and I've been switching between the audiobook and the physical book, but since I'm feeling stressed, I think I'm just gonna set a timer and read for a specific amount of time. So let's spin the wheel to see how long I should read this for, and then we can decide what to do next. Well, that was crazy that I got 2 twice in a row, but I guess it wants me to read for a short amount of time, so I have 6 minutes, and let's see how much I can read in 6 minutes, starting on page 59. Alright, so that was actually really successful. I got to page 78 and I started at page 59. So let's spin the wheel again and continue reading for a bit longer. I think I will have to stop reading at 11 because I'm going to meet my friend at 12 and I need to do some work. All right, 23 minutes it is. Let's go. Starting on page 78. Alright, so I just finished my 23 minutes and I got to page 118. I'm really happy with this progress. This is how far I am in the book right now. I'm gonna read a little longer. I have 10 minutes until 11 a.m. and then unfortunately this might be the end of my first 24-hour readathon, but I'm so proud of myself for trying this out. I've been waiting for the perfect time to do it because I don't really have free days at this time in my life. But just trying to do it on a day that wasn't free showed me how I can just go ahead and try things, even if it's not the perfect time. So I'll keep you updated, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've made it this far, comment your favorite book that you've read recently or the book emoji. We'll see you soon. Alright, then I met my friend for some coffee. We went to the library and I found this book and we walked outside. Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. It's a few days later. Excuse my appearance. I started feeling sick last night and I just had a sick day today. If you can hear anything, it might be the kettle or the rain and thunder because it is thunderstorming outside right now. But yeah. So I am really proud of myself for completing this challenge, even though I did a lot of other things throughout the challenge, and it's probably not the most someone has completed during a 24-hour readathon, but I'm proud of myself for going for it and showing myself that I can go and do something even if I'm not in the perfect circumstances. So I ended up finishing Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I read Recitatif by Toni Morrison, and then I read up to page 148 of My Friend by Fredrick Backman. It is thundering out there, and that one's definitely going to be a good rating. I love Fredrick Backman books. They always hit. But that's how much I read throughout this readathon. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see any more of these or if there's any other types of cozy hobby, crocheting, dance content, lifestyle content that you would like to see. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.